All right, folks, welcome to third league of the day with Green White Reclaimer. I'm trying out this list again. This is the third league of the day, so if you want to see a more in-depth deck tech, you can go to the first video where I talked about this and about my decisions. But yeah, all of this week I'm gonna be playing Reclaimer, tuning the list for this coming weekend where we have the showcases. Hopefully I find a sweet super tuned list that I like, and I'm just gonna be playing that. It really is brutal having to take a break. I mean, after 4 hours and 15 minutes. You lose a ton of viewers. Sure, I'm gonna keep this. Even if my Reclaimer dies, this hand is still pretty sweet. I think I'm gonna go fetch for Temple Garden. Even though I'm bolting myself, it allows me to cast Apparition if I draw it. And it also makes it easier to cast I guess I could just play this on Elf. Nah, it's kind of a waste if I just play that on Elf. Particularly if we're playing against a control deck, kind of just wasting a cavern. So I guess in the blind, though I guess that if we're playing against aggro, taking the 3 damage could be a big deal. I guess there's arguments both ways. There's arguments both ways. Spiral Bluff Canal. Sure, that's a card. Cool, so that means that my Reclaimer doesn't die, which is a good thing. I think I'm gonna be playing Steve here. I guess I don't want to draw. Let's name yeah, let's name Spirit. It is Spirit, right? Yeah. All right, yeah, let's name Spirit. Gonna play Steve. And this guy is not blocking, so I'm just gonna jam. Reclaimer went up a bunch. Guess we're in it for the money now. Yeah, of course. When were we not in it for the money, Duncan? Are you telling me that you play Magic for fun? Of course I do it for the money. I mean, as long as we don't die here to that guy. What a well-run one of the prelim that was. Yeah, I can see that. So now we can Spring Bloom, we go up a land, then we go up a land, and then we can actually trigger. Yeah, that sounds good to me. So we do this, we sack Cavern, get this and this. We play Valakut, and we say go. Alec111, thank you so much for the Prime. Thank you for sharing your love in this stream. Really appreciate the support. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Drain. Actually, I don't have another untapped land, so I couldn't do both. But what I can do here is I can Dryad plus play Vesuva, kill both. If my opponent attempts to do something to kill my Dryad in response, we can activate Reclaimer. Or they can just kill the Reclaimer here, which means that then we should be good to kill the Dryad. We should be good to kill both with Dryad next turn. So I think that we're good here. I think that we're good. Not ready to call it because we can eat like a bazillion damage right now and then die, but being on the play was a massive deal. So play Dryad. Copy Valakut. Ping. And ping. Always yes. Always yes. Always heal. This forces the action. I guess I should have gone face with both of this, because if my opponent does nothing to answer my Dryad or whatever, I can just lethal them. So I guess that was a mistake. Nerdney Reaper with the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much and welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. I guess that now that they tapped out, we can just kill them. Let's get second Valakut. Save targets. But yeah, thank you for the tier 1 sub, Nerdney Reaper. Welcome back for the 5th month. Alright, we want these dudes. We want that one. And they have Blood Moon, I guess. And this guy gains life, so that's fine. Raminap can go. Razor's fine. Ghost Squatter can go. Path is cool. Explorer can go. Steve is kind of neat. Could probably cut it prime time. I'd rather be on the control mode. Maybe because of that we shouldn't be on doing Steve things. We have so much removal. I'm just noticing how much removal we actually have access to. 11 removal spells is definitely a decent amount. Turn Timber, yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I don't know if like there's anything else I'd rather cut. Maybe Bog. I think Bog could suck. Like Bog is useful against Reveler, but that's kind of about it. Sure. This hand plays around Blood Moon nicely. Bog forces lava darts and darts kill you. Yeah, I know that, but my opponent just passed the turn. They don't have a second land drop. We can play Reclaimer on 3. Guess we call for Dryad. Play the Reclaimer list from the first time last night and bought my paper cards today. Probably not ready to give up my amulets yet though. I don't think that you need to give up your amulets. The fact that I'm playing this list today doesn't mean that I don't want to play Amulet anymore. Maybe the Holy Nap Spare Pierce seems like a bad strategy. Give me that Dryad, baby. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Play Dryad. Play this. We're gonna fetch to make this a 3/4. We take Edamash, but probably worth it. Next turn we play Valakut. We kind of go nuts. Opponent keeping the one lander without cantrips. They are a lot more brave than I am. I literally just said, Freedmania, that I want to make this a 3/4. We needed to fetch to turn this into a 3/4, so it doesn't just die to a bolt. The only thing that we could have done differently would have been to play the Temple Garden on turn 1, but the reason that I didn't do that was because the reason I didn't do that was because they could have had Moon. So I wanted to make sure that I could fetch both basics before my opponent got to turn 3. It meant that I took 1 more damage, that's true, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. So play this first, then play this. Do that. Mutagenic growth. Okay. Get Flaxus and Springbloom Drit. I don't think that's what I want to do. I think I do want to play Springbloom though. What I could do is I could just get a second Valakut. So we do this. This is bad against my opponent having Lightning Bolt. Okay, so they have Bolt. Now they have to sack their only land. So now they have no lands. And we do this. We sack this. We pass the turn. I will block opponent. Yes, yes, I will block. Reclaimer, play land, trigger field, pass the turn. Good old one lander without cantrips, and with only one drop. Green white Ponza. Green white Ponza, the classic. All right, Jake, what you got going? What do you got going on over there, Jake? Sure. So this is a pretty solid call for Spring Bloom kind of hand. It's just a turn 4 Titan. So I think we keep it. Let's see what's opponent doing over there. Have I ever considered Seagate Wreckage or Arco for Aska, or not necessary? I have considered Arco for Aska, and I don't think I ever actually tried it. But yeah, I don't think it would be particularly good. The problem, Cheese, is that there's so many. So the problem is that the amount of lands that you want to be playing is kind of insane, right? There's so many one-offs that you'd rather play, and a lot of those happen before you even consider Archer for Aska. So it's just too low in the priority list. Like there's plenty of other cards that I'd rather play. I don't think I'm pathing this just yet. Am I gonna be exploring now? Am I interested in exploring now that we found one more land? Bad draw. So if I explore, we probably just play the Bajuga Bog. Alternatively, we can play Flagstones to hold up Path to Exile. The problem is if my opponent... I think I'm gonna go for Explore. Because the issue is that if my opponent has an Arbiter, we get kind of time blocked here. Yeah, the path kills either cat or Giver, protecting the cat. Those are the only legal targets. The only legal targets are those two. Gonna be holding on to that one. I think we call for Reclaimer. Or we can just pass the turn. Actually, I'm just gonna pass the turn. Equal Streamlabs is faster Titan than Explode. Yeah, but I explained why I went for this, right? Because if my opponent, like I can't, because of how my curve worked, I wouldn't be able to play around a Cat Jesus. So I think I thought that I would rather play around Cat Jesus than I'd rather play around Cat Jesus than have a faster thing, basically. So we pay for Arbiter, we pay 2 to call, we get the dude, we untap, we path. We untap, we path. My opponent goes quarters me in response. That's fine. I think so, right? We could also Dryad. Or we could Apparition. Huh, I actually do like Apparition a little bit. Nah. So let's Spring Bloom. Let's path. Was Steve an option there? Yeah, Steve could have worked. But I like this better because it ramps me more. It allows me to continue developing my mana. And it allows me to Flagstones. Though I guess I kind of want to get the bog out of the way this turn. This also gives me a champ blocker out of the deal. Okay, they got them all. Just kind of a problem. Even if they have Cat Jesus, this is fine. So this is 9. It's not enough. Oh wow, that's Sophie. Shoot. I guess I have to Titan. 3, 6. Oh, do we actually? We actually have to turn Tipper here, right? We actually have to turn Timber here and find the Dryad. Yep. Because Titan doesn't stabilize. Because they have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I can only gain 2 life. So I think we just have to find Dryad off of this symbiosis. Okay. We get Apparition. And we Apparition the Maw. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have to get them all. It's the better tempo play. We don't expose the Valakut. We do lose to Pass to Exile, obviously, but because they just get a 3/3. They just think for lethal. they have it. All right, this is exactly the matchup that I wanted the Dismembers for. So we're gonna see how good this card is. So Dismember, Knight of Autumn, Tracker, Winds, Collector, Oof, Tectonic Edge, Bujiki can get out of here. Radiant Fountain, we likey. Tavern can go. Gracer, Steve. One call. Okay. That sucks that we were getting exact seized. Maul really is a big deal. Maul really is a big deal. I wonder if I should be shaving some number of Reclaimers. There's no way, right? This card is just too good. Maybe some number of prime times should be shaved because of the situation that we just found ourselves in. Never shave Reclaimer. I think that that kind of thinking is going to hurt you. So I just assuming that something is never do this thing is it's a kind of mentality that's prone to potentially hurt you at some point. I kind of want to play this turn timber and I want to sack it just to get it out of the way. Get cat? No cat. Elves don't grow facial hair, so no shaving required. That's good stuff. I did enjoy that. That was pretty good. We see some lands here. I'm gonna main phase do this now to play around my opponent having an Arbiter. And or my opponent having a Mind Sensor. Willie, I think it will follow. Just gonna have the Flagstone, say go. If they have Arbiter and they're planning on Ghost Quartering me, they should do it right now and they should destroy the Flagstones. Oh, fuck. Okay, that's good. Is my opponent trying to play fair with me over here? You're really trying to play fair over here, OP? It's probably not a great idea. I guess I could have played my land. No, I could have sacrificed flagstones. Batters, cool. Well, they can't really have Arbiter, because otherwise they would have played this turn very, very differently, so... There's the Maul. Let's get Flagstones here. My opponent is completely tapped out. So let's get Flagstones. Let's sack the other Flagstones. Let's get a field. This may force my opponent into using their Ghost Quarter nonsense. Okay, so no Arbiter, though they might have Mind Sensor. So you have to watch out for that for sure. This is fine. It's a lot of damage, but unless they have Mind Sensor here or Path, we're gonna be fine. Narny Reaper, thank you for the gift. Need that you want sub to Lion Rose. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold, Lion Rose. Much, much appreciated. Thank you for the support, Nerdy Reaper. Okay, so that probably means that they don't have what's his name, right? So I'm just gonna do this. Then we do this. Mind Sensor. With that trigger on the stack, we're gonna sack this one, and we're gonna get a Valakut. We have to guarantee for Valakut to hit play. Have to make sure that Valakut hits play. Here comes the Mind Sensor. Oh, Apparition. Well, that's a lot worse for us. Field. Oh, crap. That was really good for them. Dangly Dash, thank you for the follow. That was really, really good for them. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Can't attack because of the germ. Man, this is rough. This is rough. I guess Winds of Abandon kind of wins, though. More like Winds of Abandon. Ha 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 ha. Because you win, right? Instead of wind. Huh? God damn it, I'm funny. So I think I'm gonna call for Apparition. Never mind. Teehee. We have to... We don't have mana. Damn it. We're at 4. Jeez, that Mind Sensor was gross. That Mind Sensor was absolutely gross because it prevented me from getting the land that I needed. Ugh. So the last I could Apparition and then call for Night of Autumn and blow up them all. What do you mean another kind of punt cunt? For 2 mana, there's nothing that saves me. Because this is already equipped, so even Oof doesn't do anything. I guess if I blow this up... Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I think that in order to win, we need to kill this Mind Sensor. So what I'm gonna do... So I'm gonna do that. Then I'm gonna get Radiant Fountain. Don't have an Arbiter. I dare you to have an Arbiter, opponent. Radiant Fountain. And then we have to either get Vesuva or... Don't have an Arbiter. We can't play our own Arbiter, so... Okay, so Sanctuary. Just won a match versus Doomway with Overload, Winds of Abandon. Hell yeah. Okay, so now we go down to 2. And I don't think they have a flyer for 2 mana because Serra Avenger is not a card that people are playing anymore. So now we have more mana for next turn and we can call for a Dryad. And then we can use the Reclaimers. Call for Dryad, we have 1 activation. Oh, brutal. Sir Avenger used to be nuts. It was a fun card. It was a fun card. I don't know if I would call it was nuts, but... So we have the Valakut still in the deck, so this is fine, I think. We do leave the Basic in the deck, though. So we do that. What this does, yeah. Fuck. I guess that now we can't play around Apparition anymore. We can't play our own Apparition anymore. Shit. Yep. Feels bad. Brutal. Man, we didn't draw any removal. At any point, Path would have won. Dismember would have also helped a lot. Winds of Abandon, of course, would have just cleared the board. Man, any removal spell on probably either one of the matches would have been fine. Do you have a Sua left to copy Sanctuary, play land, get second activation next turn? I did have the Vesuva, but I was planning on activating again in response, basically. Yeah, my opponent had exactly enough interaction, and we did not. That matchup is rough. It basically, it has a lot to do with yes, it has a lot to do with your draws, unfortunately. I think if in any matchup, if my opponent had one mind sensor / path to exile / etc., if they had one relevant card less, we win, and vice versa as well. If we have one interaction piece more, we also could potentially win. So this is probably Ponza, I would say. Gruul Midrange. This could also be the Heliod deck, but knowing QB Turtle, they usually play Jund or Gruul, so if I didn't know who they were, then it could be either or. No extra land drop. Wait, what? Oh, they just have nothing? They could still have the giant. They could still have the giant here. I think I'm still supposed to go for Flagstones. But yeah, they're probably gonna untap their land, yeah, and kill my dude now. Which makes sense. It's definitely a good sequencing from them. Definitely good sequencing from them. The most obviously represented Eladamri Skull of all time, but here we are. Got the Moon OP, Glory Banger. Sure. I think we're gonna have another Dryad here. Turn Timber OP. I think I'm gonna do double field. I could have gotten Valakut here, but if I get Blood Moon, it's better for me to make sure that I have the most amount of zombies possible. And this forces my opponent to kill my Titan, and if I end up with Titan, then we just get Valakut then and there, but if they have Second Glorybringer plus something else, I guess the card that I care the most about is Blood Moon, right? Like, we can probably stabilize versus anything else. But Blood Moon is a problem. PLH, all of those cards don't matter whatsoever. And unless they're somehow playing Dismember in the main deck, which I really doubt, then they're probably going to struggle to kill this Titan and this Dryad. Honestly, maybe I shouldn't have called. We consider Simeon as a call target, too narrow, I think, but interesting. Yeah, I don't think I would be interested in that card. All right, so that's GG's. Valakut. They could double bolt. Oh wow, they have it? Double stomp. All right. Five. Huh. I guess we lose to Glurbringer off the top. Because we take 2 from the Clothes. 2 from Clothes plus 4 from this guy plus if they top deck another Glorybanger, we just take 4. It was very well played from my opponent playing to their outs. I think setting everything up in the best possible way for them. Very impressive. Well played. Purge for sure. Dismember for sure. Knight for sure wins this. Bog is bad. Gracer is bad. Explores medium. Apparition is great. Have to cut 4 cards. Maybe we could just not play Tracker. Like we have 6 answers to Blood Moon. And Tracker just cannot really stabilize against what they're doing. Wally Mage. Think of the follow. I guess I'd rather have Path than Dismember. This finds me my basics, so does Steve. Should I shave 2 Dryads? Let's try this. My opponent's probably gonna be on the Boil plan, so Dryad is kind of weird when your opponent's trying to bully you. Maybe I'm just playing myself. Maybe I'm just getting myself, you know, but let's see. Let's try it. That's what testing is for, right? Mulligan this. Mulligan this. Brutal. Gross. A fetch line would be nice. No, that doesn't do it. They could choke too. I'm not worried about choke, I don't think. I'm worried about Boil. Boil does beat me, but choke is not very good against my deck. Is that enough pressure that I want to kill it right now? I think so. Also, it would have ramped my opponent, which I'm not interested in happening. Okay, so they do have the moon. I mean, this was the downside, obviously. But we're already so far behind. Cloth just puts so much pressure. Oof. Gross. Gross. Green source. Easy. Did Glosses did it really need to go? I think so. That would have, I mean, we would be taking like 6 a turn right now if Glosses didn't go. So Glosses really slow down my opponent's clock here. So yes, I do think that Glosses needed to go. So we exile the Blood Moon, then we Spring Bloom, and we ramp. Because we don't have double green assist either, so yeah, I think that's the line. So take care of the moon. 1, 2, 3. Spring Bloom. Sack stones. Get forest and forest. And off the flagstones trigger, we get a basic plains. Now we pass. This could be the comeback of the century. Kind of, right? What made you not want to get forest then primeval titan this turn? Because I feel like I'm more interested in getting an answer to Blood Moon. So I was going to use this call to actually go get what's his name? Jeez. To go get Knight of Autumn. The problem is if I get Knight of Autumn is that I'm then struggling to find basics, right? Also, I don't have Bujuka Bog, so I cut it. So this is gonna be an extremely rare game where the Ren ultimate actually does matter, which is funny. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 8 mana here. We still don't know what we're getting with the call, so I'm not gonna call this turn. Next turn we're gonna be able to call and play whatever we want. So I'm gonna spend this turn to play the Reclaimer, which kind of forces, it's basically like gaining 3 life to play this Reclaimer, unless my opponent has all lands in hand that they can use to stop me. They have to ult Ren. Amulet is better than this deck versus Strong, but I think this match shows perfectly how much better. Yeah, exactly. 100%. So you're shifting the percentages, right? So that's why people say stuff like, yeah, like this is green-white amulet. It's just like, well, not quite. It's actually really, really different. But this deck can play through a Blood Moon a lot easier because it doesn't basically rely on Primeval Titan and nothing else to win the game. So it's not only that, but it's also the fact that you have much more basics. And not only do you have more basics, but you also have more answers to Blood Moon, period. Because you're playing white, so you have access to Celestial Purge and stuff. So the deck is much more resilient to Blood Moon specifically. Yeah. Okay, so they are forced to sack Ren, to Emblem Ren, so that they can kill my Primetime. So all their hand is just lands, I think. Pillage my field. Yeah, that's fine. Sweet. They have Boil mana. So because they have Boil mana, I'm just not gonna play into Boil. There's just no reason for me to do that. So I'm just going to bury them on their Primeval Titan triggers, basically. So Radiant Fountain, Vesuva, copy field. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. Pop Blast Zone in combat. Yeah. I think we just let this go. We're at 17. It's gonna be pretty tough for my opponent to beat us, I think. So another Primetime. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The 4-season Pyro is just chilling there. Fetch. Go Squatter. I guess they can have a Sweeper. Anger, Fire Spouter, whatever. Easy clap. That was truly a great showing. That was truly a great example of how this deck can brawl against Blood Moon. They're super suck. Yeah, I agree that they're super suck, but I am just going over my opponent's only chances at coming back in that game. And it feels like their only chances included something like that. Was that a multi 4 to 5? I think that actually was a multi 5, yeah. Sure. Let's keep this hand. I might want to Gracer on one with this hand, actually. Depending on what we're playing against. Gemstone Mine. Fuck, this is Neobrand. Quad deck was set Purdue. I lost against Mono White Texas. Mono White Texas is where I lost to. I think I actually go turn 1 Gracer, huh? If I turn 1 Gracer, I get to Reclaimer plus call for Dryad on turn 2. And if I get lucky, yeah, I think I'm actually gonna go for Gracer here. Which is not something that happens often. This is the kind of matchup that this would happen against. I think we're just dead on turn 2, but still. I think I'm gonna name Elf here. It's brutal that, again, just another showing of how bad Cavern is actually in this deck, which is pretty heinous. Yeah, okay, so this is, as I was thinking, this is just Neobrand, so we're just dead and there's nothing that we can do. That's a great meme. Top tier memes. We need to get down unless path is relevant interaction, but we didn't draw path. Guess I don't want F6 till end step. Do we have Revoker? No. No Revoker. With Noxious Revival. Interesting. Just gonna pack it in. Gain some life EV, you know? Okay, so Teague works. Purge works. Eidolon works. Mind Sensor works. Apparition does not. Ramming Up does not. Explore this is bad. Bog is bad. Diggings for shoals, yeah, exactly. Yasharn stops Neoform. True. That is true. Fountain. I mean, I can cut a Titan. I don't need Titan to win. In fact, Titan is quite bad unless I already have a Dryad in play, right? Because it doesn't interact with my opponent killing me. And it costs 6 mana. Rooting for Yasharn. Yasharn is fun. Unfortunately, I don't think it matters enough in Modern. It's cool in Legacy. Ugh. Okay. Hand's bad, but it's funny because Yasharn is 4 mana. Yeah, it is 4 mana. Good job, Leviathan. You figure it out. Can we get a green source? Can we get a second white source too? That would also be fine. Nice. Do I slam? I think I do slam. So teak means that they can't go off. They can put a Grisserand into play right now, and then I just path it. And they can't pact. I guess they can find... Oh, come on! Really? Really? This is... Doesn't it feel good, chat? When you were, you were playing, you were, just like getting in there, just testing for the event. You're playing some good matches, your decisions matter. You're like trying to find the best build, and then the system just decided that you lost. Anyway. Oh my god, Chief, are you still here? We're getting paired against Big Mike. I think I'm gonna keep this hand. Big Mike, still jumped in. Man, that was brutal. Why would Modern be without Neo from Entrance deal people off the first of the earth? I don't know. Who knows? Croxa? I think I'm gonna pitch the path. It's kind of better than Apparition, but if my opponent goes turn 3 Liliana, I want to make sure that I can... That's pretty sweet. So please no Liliana. Thank you. It's not a Modern I want to play. I know. You want to make sure that you have your known games, right? Modern without known games would be disgusting. Inquisition. We can go get Titan, which does interest me. So any green source means that we win. Sweet. Actually, I should have played the green source, because now if they play another Croxa, I'm probably going to be pitching this green source. Yeah, so I fucked up. Like, I didn't want to show them, I didn't want to give them the information, but I actually played into a Croxa that I didn't need to. Bob? Sure. Old school black red. It could be. You might want to just backed it in. I'm probably sideboarding very similarly, though. I'm probably sideboarding similarly here. Bobo P against Amulet, that's true. If I'm still subbing Greiser out in most matchups, won't they usually keep it in? Just against fast. Yeah, against fast stuff and against aggro. It's pretty important against aggro. Just the 0-3 body, the 0-3 body just matters against aggro. So it is at its best there. I mean, I don't love drawing 3 on my basics, but Prismatic Vista. Okay, so it has to be just straight up black red. So maybe they are playing. They might be playing Blood Moon. Man, the Thoughtseize bot kind of messed up there, and they assumed that they were going to take my Reclaimer, but took my Path instead. No respect for Reclaimer. I assume that they have an answer, right? They're just letting me do it? Wow. If you're playing Shadowed Out, you got me OP. Yeah, of course. Just casually top taking Splendor Twin off the top. Don't worry about it. Boil, cute. Just remember, chat, that it's extremely easy for us to play around Boil. Extremely easy. So I guess we're just gonna ban this Reclaimer. So we take 8, ban Reclaimer, and ban this Temple Garden. Sure. It's nice that we get to play around an Earth. Get Scattered Groves. Get another Flagstones. Nice. I think I'm actually gonna let the Bob untap, because if I purge the Bob and my opponent has a second Skelemental, they actually take my Titan, so Liliana doesn't matter because I have prime time. So unless they have Thoughtseize plus Lily, we're fine. Inquisition. So now if they do have, what's his name, the Skelemental, we might be in trouble. Might. If all they do is Liliana minus or something, we're in fine shape. Blood Moon might suck. Liliana means that we win. Each player discards a card, sure. They chose the wrong mode, by the way. Alright, so we got there. Just get castle. So field plus opponent doesn't want to play anymore. All right, cool. Yeah, my opponent did not respect Reclaimer and they just lost to it. Like, it's like they could have discarded on turn 1 and they didn't, and I played my Reclaimer and then Reclaimer just won the game by itself. It's funny that I didn't even need to play the Titan and I was going to very easily win regardless, because I could just, with my opponent not minus in there, I could have played the land and I just have an active field on that very turn. And I don't think my opponent can beat that. Reclaimer ultimate is put prime time into play. Yeah, it's 6 mana, 6 mana, discard the card, put Primeval Titan into play. That's the ultimate. Man, this card is so nuts. So much fun. Alright, so we got paired and we lost. That was the fastest league ever. 2-0, 0-2, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. Yeah. Too bad, too bad. I was expecting, like, I actually was very interested on testing the Taxes matchup, because I think that it's very weak for us, and that deck is very popular right now. So I was very interested in testing the Taxes matchup, but yeah, we didn't draw the cards that I put in my deck for the Taxes matchup. Maybe that means that I should have some more. Against the soup decks, the boils have been fine. Maybe one thing that we can do is we can just ignore Tron. And we just like cut deck edge. We could have, oh, I guess we could have Generous Gift. I don't know how much I like Generous Gift though. Dismember number 2. Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying out, like Dismember over Winds. Maybe we can just do this. And then as far as the main deck goes, I actually did like Symbiosis a lot. Not only we got a prime time, we got... I did like Symbiosis a lot. Big. I think I'm a big fan of Symbiosis. Just a one-off. I don't think I want more than 1. I think that 1 is the correct number. But I did like it. I did like it a lot. So I think right now these are the 3 flex slots. These 3 could be something else if needed. I do like having access to multiple operations, so I don't think I want to change that, but maybe Grazer can be something else. Maybe Grazer could be something else, so maybe another Explorer? We can just do this and just not play Gracers at all. The mana base is pretty much written in stone. The only thing that I would consider cutting would be like a second copy of Alakut, but I actually don't think I want to do that. Cavern of Souls would be the only other thing to potentially cut. It has been awkward in the mana many times. The fact that it doesn't cast a Lavish Scroll is a huge deal. And obviously, multiple times already, I just talked about how we have like just way too many cards that don't even overlap in a single creature type. I guess Reclaimer and Springwood Druid are the only two things that actually do overlap, and Dryad with Knight of Autumn. But everything else doesn't even. This is a Druid. This is an Advisor. Like, really? How is an Advisor is a job? It's not even a Druid. That's an Advisor, but no, it's actually an Advisor. Like, what the hell? What kind of creature is an Advisor, you know? Swimble Druid. This is a Spirit. This is not a Cleric. And this is also not a Cleric. It's an Elf Druid. This is a Naga Cleric. But this is a Wizard, Bird Wizard. So, like, nothing overlaps. I guess Spirit. There you go. There you go. Eidolon and Skycliffe. Anyway, so losses today were to Tron, which is bad. Again, I'm considering just ignoring the matchup altogether. Mono White Taxes, which is also pretty bad, but that one I think it's actually fixable. That's why we have the Dismembers going on. That's why I was considering Collector Oof. Maybe we can cut Oof and try something else instead. I don't know how much I like Generous Gift against Taxes, but this is fine against Tron. What else? Those were two of our losses. Eldrazi Tron, which I think is a great matchup, and we just got unlucky. So I don't think that there's much to be fixing there. Neoform, I don't think is particularly fixable. If your opponent has the nuts, which they do, they did today, then you just cannot win. And it's not even like against Oops All Spells or something like that, where you actually have the option of, you know, going turn 1 Reclaimer and then your opponent cannot combo you out. And Neoform just doesn't care, so you're just dead. So yeah, Oops, not a good matchup. Neoform, not a good matchup, and I don't think it's particularly fixable. Again, like, we just played a Hate Bear on turn 2, my opponent just killed it and went off and we died, so there's literally nothing that we can do if our opponent has that. Like, our hand just doesn't matter. Sometimes if our opponent has it, they will just have it, and nothing that we do mattered. But sure, but people still think that Neoform is okay, and they will argue with me about giving the most stupidest and nonsensical arguments, but sure, whatever. We will continue playing in a format where every now and then you just get paired against Neoform and you lose. What else can we do? Okay, so this was day 1. We'll be back tomorrow for day number 2. We're going to be using, basically making the lists, that the changes that I'm talking about right now. And then we will try out this new version, and we're gonna see how that works out. Okay, so hopefully you will be here again, and we're going to work through this together, try to find the best version for this weekend's event. Thank you so much for checking out the stream. I will be back tomorrow with more stuff. Oh, thank you for the raid, Grant. We're literally just wrapping up the stream. I do appreciate you sending the raiders to us here. Thank you for that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video, YouTube. Take care. Bye bye.